Here are 4 examples of linear equations to be solved. And these are skills that both foundation and higher learners need to know for the GCSE exam. Okay, so let's start. The very first one says 5m plus 6 equals 41. Feel free to pause the video if you want, work through these, and then see whether you've done it correctly. So I'll carry on. Before we continue, solve. Whenever you see solve in a question, it means that you have to find the value that the letter represents, that the letter stands for. So in this case, m stands for a number, and we need to know what the number is. And the method that we use is the balancing method, which is if we make a change to one side of the equation, it's okay as long as we make the same change to the other side. Why did I put minus 6? Because we want to leave m by itself on one side of the equation. That means that the 6 has to go and the 5 has to go as well. And because we're adding 6 on, we cancel it by subtracting 6. So plus 6 means we put minus 6 there. And of course, we have to write minus 6 on the other side. When that happens, we've got 6, take away 6, cancels. We're left with 5m equals, and 41 minus 6 leaves us with 35. On the left hand side we have 5 times m. So we are multiplying m by 5. And we can cancel that by doing the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So we divide by 5 both sides of the equation. 5 divided by 5 leaves us with 1. And so on the left hand side we have m equals 35 divided by 5, 7. And that's the solution to that equation. How can you check if your answer is right? You go back to the equation and you substitute m equals 7 into the equation. So we have 5 times 7 plus 6. 5 times 7 plus 6. 5 times 7 is 35. 35 plus 6 is 41, which is the same as the right hand side. So this is correct. And in the exam, do that. Once you get your solution, put it back into the equation and see whether you get the correct answer. Okay, that's example A. Now B. 7x minus 3 equals 4x plus 9. What's different in this example is that x appears on both sides of the equation. In the first example, m appeared only once. So we have to move the x's from one side of the equation to the other, or rather we've got to cancel the x's from one side so that they disappear. This side has fewer x's than this one, right? So we're gonna cancel from this side. So we have a 4x. We can remove it by taking away 4x. And of course, the same to the other side. And so 7x, take away 4x, leaves us with 3x. Don't forget there's a minus 3 there. And here we have 4x, take away 4x, which cancels. We're left with a plus 9, which is a 9. Okay, so now the x's are all on the left-hand side of the equation. 3x minus 3. So what do? We do a plus 3. we want to make the 3 vanish, right? So plus 3 to both sides of the equation. Minus 3 plus 3 leaves us with 0. And so the left-hand side becomes 3x. And the right-hand side, 9 plus 3, 12. Here we have 3 times x, or x times 3. You cancel times 3 by dividing by 3, both sides of the equation. So 3 divided by 3 leaves us with 1x. And on the right-hand side, 12 divided by 3 is 4. And that's our solution to the second equation. Let's check it. So we go back to the original equation and put x equals 4 into it. So we have 7 times 4 minus 3 equals 4 times 4 plus 9. 7 times 4 is 28. 28 take away 3, 25. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 9, 25. Both sides are equal, and so the solution is correct. Okay, the equations are getting a little bit harder as we go along. So now we have here 25 minus 4b equals 2b plus 1. Sometimes it's hard to know whether to move the b's from the right-hand side to the left or from the left to the right or what, and this comes with experience. So when you look at this equation, you will see that we have here a minus 4b, negative 4b, and there's a positive on this side. So really the best way to deal with this is to add 4b to both sides. Why? Because this will make the negative term disappear. So the minus 4b will completely vanish and we don't have to deal with the negative number. Okay, so minus 4b plus 4b cancels. We're left with 25. And on the right hand side, 2b plus 4b is 6b, and then plus 1. We want to cancel the plus 1, so we take away 1 from both sides. 25 take away 1 is 24. 1 take away 1 is 0. We're left with 6b on the right hand side. 6 times b can be cancelled by dividing by 6, both sides. 24 divided by 6 leaves us with 4. 6 divided by 6 cancels to 1, and we're left with b. And usually you would turn, you would flip over the answer and write b equals 4. Let's check it. By checking, it means we go back to the original equation here and we put b equals 4 into it. So 25 minus 4 times 4 equals 2 times 4 plus 1 from here. 25 minus 4 times 4 equals 2 times 4 plus 1. 4 times 4 is 16, so we have 25 minus 16 equals 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1. 25 minus 16 is 9, and 8 plus 1 is 9. We get the same number on both sides, so the answer is correct. Okay, the last one is more work than the others, so let's write it down here. So we have 4 brackets n plus 2 equals 2, open bracket, 3n minus 5, close brackets, plus 12. So in this equation, we have to multiply the brackets out before we can rearrange it. I could have done a simpler example first, but I can't sit here doing 50 examples. I've got to choose the ones that I do. So I think this is a nice one. So you must be familiar with multiplying brackets out. We have here 4 open brackets, n plus 2 close brackets. So to expand the brackets here, we've got to multiply 4 by n, so 4n. And then we have here 4 times 2. So plus 4 times 2, which is 8, equals 2 times 3n. 2 times 3n is 6n. And then we have 2 times minus 5. 2 times minus 5, minus 10. Plus 12. Now we simplify, so we have 4n plus 8 equals 6n. Okay, we're taking away 10 and then adding 12. Minus 10 plus 12. That leaves us with plus 2. Right, we've seen this kind of equation before, basically for question B, same type. So we have a 6n and a 4n, both positive. So this is the smaller one of the two, so I will cancel 4n by subtracting 4n on the right hand side as well. So 4n, take away 4n, vanishes, and we're left with plus 8, which is just 8. 6n, take away 4n, leaves us with 2n, and plus 2 on the end. We've got to cancel this 2 first, and then the other one. So plus 2 means you do minus 2, minus 2. So 8, take away 2, 6, equals 2n. And then 2 cancels with minus 2. 2 minus 2 leaves you with 0. And then we have 2 times n, or n times 2, which we cancel by dividing by 2. Both sides. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. And here, that 2 cancels with this one, and we're left with n. So n equals 3. Right, let's check it. To check, we will substitute n equals 3 into the original equation, which is here, just out of view here. Okay, so let's write the equation down here. So I'll write it down here. The equation is 4, and then in brackets n plus 2 equals 2, and then in brackets 3n minus 5 plus 12. And we're substituting n equals 3 into it. So 4, and then in brackets 3 plus 2 equals 2, and then in brackets 3n, but n is 3, so 3 times 3 is 9, minus 5 plus 12. Remember, we have to do brackets first when we substitute. So 3 plus 2 is 5, and 4 times 5, actually I'll write 4 times 5 here. 2 times 9, take away 5 is 4, and then plus 12. 4 times 5 is 20. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 12, and we're left with 20 equals 20. We get the same number on both sides, and so we know that the solution n equals 3 is correct. So here are the 4 examples that I've done for you.